Now, ladies and gentlemen, after 1 week of silence in yesterday's CS2 update, Valve just hit us with another one.
Another one, another one, another one, another one.
Over the past 48 hours, the devs have been pretty hard at work pushing out new patches. But on another note, some things have yet to be fixed, such as audio bugs, CS demos not working, and other simple quality of life issues. And for clarification, this is all stemming from this most recent update. Today's video, we're going to break down this most recent blog post as well as see the community's reaction. Also touch on some CS2 news. Now, today's video sponsor is SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a buying and trading marketplace for your CS items. It makes a safe and easy way to trade out your inventory for something new. By using my code MANDO, you can get a deposit bonus of 35% alongside a free $5 in your first trade, with a max bonus if you spend $100 or more. With a large variety of skins, deposit options, alongside daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways, they're doing a great job rivaling other competition. If interested, it'll be the top of the link in the description below. Very quickly, I want to give a quick PSA. This video was originally supposed to go up yesterday, that being Friday. My internet the past 48 hours has been really wacky and not working properly, so it's going up Saturday. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Firstly, where did this start? Like always, we saw this coming a few hours before through DPR updates. Then we saw CS2's Twitter, or now X account. I don't know the proper term for that anymore. I don't know if it's X, Twitter, I don't know. Valve's tweet, or now X, said release notes are up for today. Now, just as the majority of the player base was expecting a pretty small update since we just got a pretty big one, well, that's exactly what we got. That being a pretty small patch with not a lot of detail, and mostly cleaning up from yesterday's big update. Now, something to note for Valve's update cycle, that being for right now, but also in the future. Obviously, they can update whenever they want. The first week of CS2, we saw 2 a day every day. Then it slowly started declining. We almost went a week at one point without anything. And as of the past 2 to 3 weeks, we've seen them maybe put out 2 to 3 at the very most. And the most important detail is they'll probably have one that fixes a lot, which is great to see, but it's really what the game needs right now. Now, the community reaction to this update was overall happy, but of course you can't have a recent CS2 update without dozens of account ship posting asking Valve for Bob and CL_right_hand0. Now let's hop into the blog post. This came out Thursday, November 9th at around 7 p.m. and is pretty small. There's only one category instead of yesterday's where there was 7. They added support for accepting game invites and party invites from the Steam chat and Steam overlay. Now that top part was for Steam, and the rest is just pretty much for CSTV demos, that being for a pro game or you just wanting to record your own. The second line of text pretty much states that there's now going to be an execution delay when certain commands get entered to the console until certain things load and render properly. They fixed a bug where cause game events would not appear in CSTV demos. From now on, CSTV auto record now requires a CSTV server or certain command to be enabled. And lastly, performance optimizations in game server demo recording code. Now, surprisingly enough, there's actually no sticker or skin changes, that being bad or good, meaning some got fixed or buffed or just now broken. Very quickly, I want to touch on yesterday's update that Valve sent out for CS2, mainly targeting the subtick and Premier matchmaking. Now, it being a day later, I gotta say things feel really good. Now, are they on par with CSGO? I don't know, but the game definitely feels a lot more smooth. Movement feels a little bit closer to Face It, if that's just you boosting yourself up onto a triple box on Mirage, default box on Mirage, jumping from that default box into Palace, just an example, where previously if you tried to jump on triple, or even going on a ladder, just simple things here and there, they wouldn't load or work properly. And then you would think you're really bad at the game or something's just broken, which obviously it was. Playing Premier with the subtick changes and also the ability to now play with 4 people in your party, that was pretty awesome as well. Getting headshots now feels a lot more clean, easy, but I gotta say just feels natural, if that makes any sense. The overall feedback to the server and Valve's reasoning for switching from the regular tick system to the subtick, with what you see is what you get, that overall update did wonders. Now next up, I want to talk about a subject but also future video of its own, that being cheating in CS2. Now, since the day I started playing Counter-Strike 2 up until now, so pretty much a month, I have quite a few hours and games in Premier logged. Also to mention, we haven't had demos available up until this last week, which really does suck if you want to see if someone's actually cheating or not. And I'm not just talking about full-on rage hacking, because at that point you probably don't have Prime or something's just really off. From a lot of the comments I received and some of my friends that I play with, mostly everybody can say the exact same thing, that they haven't run into a lot of cheaters. Now, is it because this new system is working or not? In my opinion, I think it is, at least a lot better than CSGO. In this day and age, it doesn't matter if it's Fortnite, Minecraft, Call of Duty, or now Counter-Strike, there's always going to be some sort of cheater one way or another. But I think a lot of the time when we lose or we're getting dominated inside CS2, you automatically think the other person's cheating. So I encourage you, if you do think someone's cheating, download that demo after and view it from their point of view. Back in the days of CSGO, I guess I can now say that, where the majority of cheaters laid was in the higher ranks, that being LEM all the way to global. You didn't really see them too many times in the lower ranks, especially with Prime, and according to a lot of players in the community, it's the exact same thing with CS2 Premier. If you're anything under 12 to 15,000, you're probably not going to run into a whole lot of cheaters, at least obvious serious ones at that. But the main takeaway from all this is if you just recently or do play a game in the future and you think someone on the other team's cheating, walling, they have some sort of toggle, make sure you download that game and view it after. Very quickly, I want to talk about two quality of life updates or now patches that got fixed inside CS2. Now the first one being the grenade camera in practice or warm-up. Previously, when throwing a smoke grenade or whatever, that's a molly, and you see that little circle and that was your goal to get that towards that spot, the game would tell you it would go there. It wouldn't always go in that exact direction. Sometimes it would go way farther than expected or a little closer. Now it seems to be with this update that has been fixed. And the next thing is a quality of life sound update. Now after playing this last 2 days, I'm not sure if it was from the update 2 days ago or this most recent one, but now once you're in water inside Counter-Strike 2, I'm just going to take Anubis for an example, when you are walking around, it doesn't seem to be making that much more noise. Previously, from the first month of the game up until now, when walking around it would make some noise. Yes, you'd have to crank up your headphones, but it would. Now that doesn't really seem to be the case. When you jump out of water, that sound is still there, but when you fall into water, let's just take this ledge on Anubis, it no longer makes a huge sound cue. And I guess one more thing to mention, since I know I'm going to get some comments on it, also in the sound category, it seems to be footsteps and just anything audible whatsoever seems to be delayed on someone else's end. If that's yours, the enemies, or one of your teammates. Now it's not a deal or game breaker, but it is there, and I'm assuming this is probably going to get fixed sometime this week, or it could roll in with some sort of shadow update. And lastly, for today's video, I want to touch on CS2 news. Price Empire on Twitter just a little under a week ago put out a post stating that Valve is now targeting and banning certain players for getting that red service medal, but of course only for those who cheated their way to get it. And as of right now, over 500 grand in skins has been banned from those accounts that got banned. Now you may have a question, why are you telling us this? Well, I know there's a lot of Counter-Strike fans that want to get everything 100% in the game, and this is one of them. At this very moment, Valve doesn't really have a real way you can get this medal, even if you played 10 to 15 games a day and actually won all of them. Even then, it's almost next to impossible. You have to cheat your way in order to get it. And that's what these people did, and anyone doing it going forward is probably going to end up with the same result. So yeah, simple as that. Don't cheat. That pretty much concludes today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Based off these two most recent CS2 updates, have you felt the difference inside CS2? That being with the subtick, but also something as simple as audio, because that category was pretty big. Leave it down in the comment section down below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, stay sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.